There's a silence an American tourist can encounter overseas that is louder than any rejection. It's not the silence of a quiet library or a peaceful countryside. It's the specific, resonant silence of a request hanging in the air, met not with a refusal, but with a profound, almost philosophical, state of non-response. In the United States, assistance is an expected, often performative, act of customer service. It's a transaction layered with scripted empathy, a guarantee of my pleasure. Abroad, especially across Europe, help is often a quieter, more transactional function, a defined task within a strict, unspoken system. And when the American expectation of enthusiastic, proactive aid crashes into the European reality of boundaried self-sufficiency, the sound produced is a deafening void. This is the precise moment when a trip stops being a simple vacation and transforms into a raw, unscripted cultural test. It's a live-fire exercise in navigating social contracts you never knew existed. Take the traveler in Paris, standing before a frozen, unresponsive metro ticket machine. His posture radiates a confident frustration honed by years of consumer entitlement. He jabs the screen again, as if persistence alone can reboot French engineering. Defeated, he turns sharply to the glass-enclosed booth. "Hey, this machine is broken. I need help." The attendant inside looks up slowly, processes the scene, and offers a single, eloquent shrug. He returns to his newspaper. "I've already put my money in." The tourist insists, his voice rising. The attendant meets his gaze again, his expression neutral. "Alors-vous êtes chanceux," he says. "Then you are fortunate." The words aren't delivered with malice, but with a finality that feels absolute. The local commuters flowing around this island of American distress don't even glance up. In that shared public space, individual urgency simply dissolves into the city's ambient, indifferent hum. Paris doesn't pause. It doesn't owe you its rhythm. This is the first cold sip of a different reality. Or consider the scene in Barcelona. A woman's spoon outstretched like a digital talisman waves down a bus driver before he can pull away. "Do you speak English?" "I need to get to this address," she says, thrusting the screen forward. The driver glances at her, then gestures with his chin to the large, detailed route map posted on the wall beside the stop. She looks from her phone to the map and back, her confusion turning to irritation. She raises her voice, operating under the universal tourist fallacy that volume equals translation. "You won't help me. I just need a simple direction." He offers a small, patient smile. "El mapa ayuda a todos," he says. The map helps everyone. 'Tis a statement of democratic principle. The doors hiss closed. The bus pulls away from the curb. Her entire expectation that anyone in a uniform is a de facto, all-purpose concierge is left standing there, exposed and useless. The system provided its tool. Her failure to use it was not its concern. At a sleek, orderly Berlin airport information counter, a businessman approaches with purpose. He presents a broken suitcase handle, like a lawyer entering evidence. "This needs to be repaired. Where can I get that done?" The clerk is the picture of polite, Teutonic precision. "We provide flight information and ticketing services, sir. We do not handle luggage repairs." A flicker of disbelief crosses the man's face. "So, who does?" "I need this fixed, now." She points a meticulous finger toward the terminal's main concourse. "There is a luggage shop past security on the left. They may assist you." He shakes his head, a sigh escaping. Back home, someone at the information desk would at least try to help. They'd make a call. The clerk offers a sympathetic nod, one professional to another. "Yes," she agrees. That is back home. He walks away, muttering about the irony of German efficiency being so efficiently applied to the task of declining him. The system worked perfectly. It just wasn't the system he wanted. Then there's the culinary confrontation in a Madrid mercado. An American woman places a rock-hard avocado on the counter. "Could you slice this for me?" she asks brightly. The cashier's face undergoes a fascinating transformation in comprehension, followed by the dawning realization that the request is genuine, settling into pure, sincere confusion. "No, señora. Usted lo compra. Usted lo corta." "No, ma'am. You buy it. You cut it." The tourist is aghast, as if she's been denied a basic human right. But stores help customers where I'm from. They do it at the deli counter. The cashier's resulting smile isn't mocking. It's patient, even pedagogical. "Aquí le ayudamos a usar un cuchillo." Here, we help you by letting you learn to use a knife. It's a lesson in self-reliance, not service. The avocado, of course, remains a perfect, blissfully indifferent participant in this cultural exchange. This is not a failure of hospitality, but a clash of philosophies, one where service is an extension of care, and another where it is the simple execution of a sale. Here lies the core, foundational misunderstanding. One culture has commercialized and ritualized assistance, viewing service as empathy on public display, a performance where going the extra mile is both a brand promise and a social virtue. The other sees service as a clearly defined role within a robust, impersonal system. It's a function, not a rescue mission. When you, as a traveler, demand action that falls outside that pre-written social contract, you don't typically meet anger or hostility. You meet something far more disorienting: a boundary. It's the quiet, unyielding language of "that is not my role," or the more famous, "that is not my department." It is a wall not of rudeness, but of principle. Take the American guest in a Rome hotel. At midnight, frustrated with a weak stream of air, she calls the front desk. "My hairdryer is pathetic. I need a stronger one brought up, please." The night clerk's voice is calm, almost melodic. "It is the standard model provided, Signora. I'm paying for a 4-star hotel." "This isn't 4-star. "Yes," he agrees amiably. "And you have a 4-star hairdryer." She demands to speak to a manager, invoking the classic escalation protocol. "He is sleeping," the clerk states with simple factuality. Like most Italians, at midnight. From a certain perspective, the staff absolutely ignored her request. They also, with perfect democratic equality, ignored everyone else's hypothetical midnight demands. The system a standard appliance in every room was functioning. Her dissatisfaction with the system's output was not an operational issue. Or witness the group of tourists in an Amsterdam museum clustering around a stoic attendant. None of these descriptions are in English. "Can you translate this for us?" they ask, pointing at a wall of text. He doesn't sigh or frown. He simply points a steady finger to a small desk in the corner. "Audio guide. €2. They are indignant. "We already paid for our tickets." "Yes," he affirms. "For the museum. For the art, translation is extra. To them, this is nickel and diming, a cold, mercenary act. To him, it is flawless logic." They leave, complaining of impersonal service. He watches them go, his primary duty preserving the quiet sanctity of the gallery interrupted. His secondary duty, directing queries to the proper commercial channel, was also fulfilled. His job in this specific interaction was a masterpiece of minimalism. Perfectly executed. The request that best illustrates the chasm might be from an American at Utrecht Central Station. Rushing to the service counter, he leans over, breathless. "I missed my connection. Can you call the next train and tell them to wait?" "Just 2 minutes." The agent behind the counter blinks, processing the grammar of the sentence as much as its intent. "Call the train." "Yes. Just radio the conductor. Tell them I'm coming right now." For a moment, the agent's professional mask cracks, allowing a genuine, surprised laugh to escape. Trains in the Netherlands do not take phone calls, he explains, the concept itself seeming absurd. They follow a timetable. The traveler's angry panic softens into an embarrassed grin. He's glimpsed the absurdity through the agent's eyes. Back home on Amtrak, they'd sometimes hold it. The agent's smile turns warm, almost apologetic. Yes, he nods. We have noticed, is a breathtakingly polite way to highlight the fundamental difference. One system is built around schedules. The other, at times, around accommodating the individual's failure to follow them. This is the critical, shareable truth. The system isn't broken. You just don't speak its language. You are trying to use the grammar of one place and the syntax of another, and it produces only error messages in a cozy Budapest restaurant. A Texan couple finishes their meal and makes a request that seems perfectly reasonable to them. Could you call ahead to this other restaurant for us? We want to book for tomorrow night. Their waiter shakes his head gently, a paternal gesture. I am sorry. I work here, they press, smiling. It'll take just a minute. We'd really appreciate it. He meets their smile with one of his own. Yes, a minute taken from my job here. Later, their review will cite unhelpful staff. But in the Hungarian framework, hospitality has a specific geography. It is contained within the walls of his establishment, expressed through the goulash and the wine, not through telecommunication services. The meal is the offering, not the management of your entire gastro tour. In Edinburgh, a tourist stumbles into her hotel lobby, soaked to the skin by a sudden sideways rain. She marches to the desk. You should have warned us about this. An email or something. The receptionist looks up from his computer, takes in her dripping state, and says the only thing that makes sense. It's Scotland. She is undeterred. Still, a courtesy heads-up would have been professional. The clerk offers a wry smile. Consider this your heads-up now. Still shivering, she asks. Do you have umbrellas to borrow? He doesn't say no. Instead, he pulls out a local map, circles a shop 2 blocks away, and slides it toward her. They sell excellent ones. She walks away, muttering about intentional neglect. He, however, operates on the principle that forecasting the atmospheric whims of the North Atlantic is, quite explicitly, not in his job description. He provided a solution map which was, technically, his exact role. The pattern is relentless, repeating in 100 variations. At a Lisbon post office, a woman buys stamps for her postcards and then waits, expecting the clerk to take them from her and drop them in the mail slot. He points to the bright red mailbox bolted to the wall. That is for the customer. She laughs, a nervous sound. But you're right here. Can't you just do it? He nods, agreeing with her premise, but not her conclusion. Yes, I am here, at the counter. The box is there. The roles, the physical domains are inviolable. In a Belgian rental car office, a man struggles with 3 large suitcases. He looks at the agent, expecting assistance. When none comes, he's offended. In America, they'd help carry these out. The agent, a pragmatic woman, replies without missing a beat. In Belgium, we trust you to walk. He calls it terrible service as he drags his luggage out. She might call it an unplanned fitness session. The transaction was the car, not the conciergerie. The ultimate, almost ritualistic showdown, however, often occurs over the issue of temperature. A man in a Viennese cafe returns his cappuccino to the counter. This isn't hot enough. The barista, a craftsman, picks up the cup and takes a small, deliberate sip. He places it back down. It is perfect. This is the correct temperature for the milk. The customer is firm. I want it American hot, scalding. The barista gestures without a word to the menu board, his finger tapping next to the selection of teas. The customer, the man insists, invoking the sacred mantra, is always right. The barista's smile at this moment is the stuff of legend, a mix of pity, amusement, and unshakable confidence. "Not in Austria," he says softly. "Here, the coffee is right." It is a standoff between consumer sovereignty and artisan authority, and in this arena, the artisan wins. The product is the standard. The customer's adjustment to it is their own journey. This is the precise point where the classic American playbook fails catastrophically: the demand for a manager. We are culturally programmed for escalation. The problem isn't solved. Ask for a supervisor. Still not satisfied. Demand the manager. We see hierarchy as a ladder of appeal, where a higher authority can overrule a lower one in the name of customer satisfaction. But in many European social and commercial structures, hierarchy is often horizontal. There is no managerial savior waiting in a back office to grant special dispensation. More often than not, there is just another person, perhaps slightly older, who will come out, listen politely, and then affirm exactly what the first person said. You find yourself climbing a ladder with furious energy, only to discover it is attached to the ground, forming a circle. Your escalation meets a plateau, and then a subtle, powerful shift occurs. The adrenaline of frustration ebbs. The volume, both internal and external, drops. The frantic energy of the performance of being a wronged, stymies customer, dissipates into the cool air of the foreign train station or the quiet of the museum hall. The traveler, realizing with finality that no managerial cavalry is coming, that no special exception will be carved out, finally stops performing and starts observing. They actually read the signs they've been ignoring. They watch with new eyes how the locals smoothly navigate the same machine, interact with the same clerk, interpret the same unspoken rules. They mimic, they fumble, and then they figure it out. The ticket is purchased. The map is decoded. The silent transaction is completed. That quiet, uncelebrated moment of self-sufficiency is the true arrival. It is the sacred pivot of travel, the point where the exhausting, entitled demand for external help transforms into the empowering, internal act of learning. In that moment, a profound realization dawns. You were not being ignored. You were being treated with a different kind of respect, the respect of being assumed competent, of being expected to navigate the system as adults are expected to do. You were being introduced, somewhat abruptly but effectively, to a world that functions calmly, independently, and with a serene collective agreement. It functions without your explicit permission, and certainly without your performative distress. It is a beautiful, humbling lesson in the different currencies of care that circulate the globe. One nation has built an economy that trades heavily in the coin of proactive, often theatrical, intervention. The value is placed on anticipation, on smoothing every friction, on the feeling of being individually catered to. The other operates with a currency of respected boundaries, of clear roles, of communal trust in a system that works best when individuals handle their own part. The value is placed on personal agency, collective efficiency, and the quiet dignity of not needing to be rescued from minor inconveniences. Neither currency is counterfeit. Neither economy is inherently wrong. They are simply different systems of social exchange, developed over centuries of different histories, densities, and philosophies. When they collide at a ticket booth or a hotel desk, the friction can feel personal. But it is profoundly impersonal. It is the sound of two different stories about how people should help one another trying to occupy the same space. The American story is one of heroic assistance. The European story is often one of dignified self-reliance within a reliable framework. To hear both stories, you must first stop shouting your own. If this rings true to you, if you've ever stood at a foreign counter, feeling both invisible and inexplicably angry, or if you've been the local witnessing this performance with detached amusement, Then share this with someone who will understand. And if you want Old World X to keep unpacking these unspoken rules that shape our world, the algorithms pay attention to simple signals. So take a second, hit the like button, and subscribe. It genuinely helps this channel grow. Your support allows us to dive deeper into the invisible frameworks that guide us, the silent languages we all speak without knowing it. Thanks for watching and for choosing to navigate this world with a little more curiosity and a little less expectation.